Welcome to VHS Voyage, where we're on a journey to find, watch, and discuss movies on VHS we've never seen or never knew existed. I'm Matt.
I'm Devin.
Today's episode, we're going to talk about
Under the Gun.
Under the Gun. Let's talk about it. Devin, first hit us with what I'm sure little tiny bits of facts and information,
I'm
if anything.
going to say nothing here. This is directed by James Sabardalati. This stars Sam Jones, Vanessa Williams, John Russell, and Michael Halsey.
It opens with a robbery of a cash truck. It gets hijacked, and a couple of cops are walking down the street. They see this truck get hijacked. They try to catch the bad guys. One of the cops gets shot in the face, and then we get introduced to our hero, Mike, who's a police officer. So his partner gets shot in the face. He chases after these robbers. He catches up to them. They're in the middle of like trying to transfer their money or something. He catches up to them and he gets in a big shootout with them, and he kills like one or two of them and incapacitates the other one. One of them jumps in a car and starts to drive away. For some reason, turns around and drives back at Mike to try to run him over. And Mike grabs a bag of like coins, spins it in the air like a damn, what do you call a cowboy? Lasso, like a damn lasso, and throws it at the windshield. And that is how Under the Gun opens up.
Did it ever insinuate that these bad guys had a connection to the main bad guys in the movie?
None whatsoever. His asshole boss is like screaming at him, even though his partner just died. His boss is like, you shot up half the city, you're blah, 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 you're done. Brr, brr, brr.
You are in a lot of trouble. You know that, Braxton? We gotta do an investigation here.
So you see this scientist like trying to smuggle this radioactive material out of this lab to some other guy. And then the guy smuggles it to our villain. His name is Simon Stone.
He technically was the villain, but the other dude was really the villain.
Yeah, so his right-hand man, Frank.
Yeah.
So Frank is Stone's right-hand man. Frank is the guy that Stone sends to basically murder
He's
people.
a serial killer.
He's a serial killer.
Straight up serial killer.
Straight up serial killer. He just murders the shit out of people in this movie. This guy that was trying to set up a deal to sell the plutonium for Mr. Stone, his name was Larry. He couldn't get a buyer. So Mr. Stone was like, well, f*** him. Now he knows about the plutonium. He wasn't able to get a buyer. Frank, go kill this guy. And you see Frank show up with his team of goons at this guy's place, and they just shoot up everybody. But okay. Apparently, whoever made this movie doesn't know how automatic weapons work. Did you notice that for the automatic weapons, they were tapping the trigger over and over?
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, like it was a semi-automatic. Tony is the guy that delivered the plutonium to Mr. Stone from this laboratory, and Tony is Mike's brother. And Mr. Stone is, very proud of Tony and everything, acting like he's going to reward him, but in reality, he's fixing to murder him because he knows about the plutonium. So Tony, catches on to this and runs off, takes off running, and gets away. Every single person in this movie was stupid. Unbelievably stupid. Nobody in this movie was smart.
No,
not the bad guys, not the good guys. Nobody in this movie was smart. Nobody. So Tony's freaked out because he knows Mr. Stone's trying to kill him. So he calls Mike up, and that's when you find out Mike is Tony's brother. Tony's at a phone booth when he calls Mike.
How did this truck sneak up on this phone booth? All of a sudden, it just cuts to a truck at the phone booth. It was like the truck tiptoed up to the phone booth, and it's somehow magic. How did he not see the truck coming up on him?
Yep. And then the truck slowly pushes the phone booth off the ground and over. It's conveniently, the phone booth is conveniently at the edge of a bridge. So Tony has a girlfriend named Marie, and Mike comes to town. Mike comes to town because he's trying to figure out, he's trying to find his brother. He's trying to find Tony. So he goes to Tony and Marie's place, and he's in there, and he's just kind of chilling. And then Marie, for some reason, sneaks in through the window, and Mike meets Marie, and they start to get out of there. And then Frank shows up with his goons, and they blow Marie away.
Hey.
Mike, I've never been so scared.
There's 3 bad guys there with us with freaking automatic machine guns.
They all miss every shot.
And Mike has a revolver.
Yeah.
And he's getting in a shootout with them. They can't hit him.
Yeah.
He can't hit them. And then everybody just gets away.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to cut out so many F-bombs.
When Mike finds out that his brother Tony is dead,
Doesn't care.
doesn't give a shit.
Does not care at all.
No reaction at all.
Tony Braxton. We just got a positive ID. Homicide. Somebody turned his telephone booth into a glass coffin, dumped it off the 4th Street Bridge.
He goes to Mr. Stone's restaurant, which has a bar. He goes to the bar, and for some reason, he orders 6 shots of whiskey. And Mr. Stone is with Vanessa Williams. Her character's name is Sam, and Mr. Stone's like trying to fill her up, like grabbing her leg, and she keeps grabbing his hand and like taking it off her leg.
Yeah, he's a creepy old man.
Creepy ass old man. And it turns out she's his lawyer. She's not even his girlfriend. But they're sitting there eating with Frank, the psycho killer from Ireland or whatever. And Mike's he's at the bar just pounding back shots of whiskey while he's smiling at Vanessa Williams' character, because as soon as he sees her, dude, he's like, I want to have sex with her.
So Mike is a douchey frat bro.
He is.
He has a douchey frat bro haircut. He wears douchey frat bro clothes. He's an alcoholic. He's obsessed with sex.
Yep.
He is literally a frat bro. Also, here's why it doesn't make sense that he ordered 6 shots. He takes the first shot. He goes, for my brother.
Yeah.
And then he takes the second one. He goes, for Marie. And then the third one, he goes, for myself. Who were the other 3 shots for then?
Yeah, dude.
Marie.
Mr. Stone is like, hold on. Mr. Stone's like, Frank, why don't you go make sure that our friend here gets home safe? In other words, go kill him.
The way he gets away from the bad guys is he's so drunk he falls into a bush.
Right, find him.
Vanessa Williams' character Sam is leaving in her convertible. Mike stumbles out and gets in her convertible with her, and he's like, take me to your place or whatever. And he like rubs his head on her like fur jacket. He's like rubbing his face on it, and he like passes out on her fur jacket. And she goes back to her place, leaves him in her vehicle. Next morning he wakes up hungover, goes into her house, and he's like, I need to use the bathroom and take a shower.
I gotta use the bathroom.
I'm sorry, can you just please leave?
Please.
No.
Pretty please.
No.
They go to Sam's law office.
That's right.
They go to her law office.
Yeah, that's right.
To try to pull the file on Stone and for some reason pull information on him. And of course the goons show up, Frank and the goons, and they brutally murder the receptionist.
Two old ladies.
Yeah, two old ladies.
Bro, somebody's grandma Bernadette and Petunia got fluffed up.
After the office scene, that's when we get this big car chase sequence with rocket launchers.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, Sam gets captured by 2 other goons in the movie while Mike is trying to find her. And these 2 goons are,
Do you want to hear a crazy coincidence?
What?
One of the goons is Donna's dad from that 70s show.
Really?
Yes. So 2 movies in a row. We got Eric's dad and then we got Donna's dad.
Wow.
What are the chances of that, bro?
Wow. That is kind of crazy. That legit is kind of crazy.
Yes, that's an insane coincidence. One of the goons is Donna's dad.
So those 2 goons take Sam to the ranch. Mr. Stone, he's at his restaurant. He's like, we need to go to the ranch, get the plutonium, load it up in the car. So he has 2 of his restaurant waiters or whatever load the plutonium up in the car, and then he kills them both.
Yeah, because they can't know about the plutonium.
Yeah, and there's some cop on a roof across the street taking pictures, and he sends Frank over there, and Frank kills this
Strangles
cop,
him.
strangles him, and then he kills everybody in the everybody that works for him in the restaurant. Stone just kills them all. At this point, everybody's at the ranch, and that's when we get to the final act of the movie. And then Mike sneaks up behind him in his vehicle, and he pulls around, and he busts through the fence, and it sets off the perimeter alarm. And
oh, there's something else about this scene.
What?
It plays the dumbest song that does not fit.
Oh yeah, dude!
It plays like a song that sounds like Cyndi Lauper or something.
Does.
It's like this happy-go-lucky song in a very serious moment and situation. And then when they get back in the car, it then goes to an original score, and it's again a stupid ass like happy-go-lucky song.
Yeah.
They're like getting chased and shot at, and it's like this happy ass song.
They're not just getting chased and shot at. They're getting chased and shot at with Frank with a 50 caliber machine gun.
Yep.
Then you got Stone on the hill with his goon next to him shooting a rocket launcher, missing every single shot. And along the way, Mike loses his gun. Him and Sam get split up. There's one goon there, and then there's Frank. And Stone's up on the hill with a different rocket launcher, shooting rockets. And Mike doesn't have his gun, so he pulls a condom out of his pocket in a wrapper, unwraps it, takes the condom, stretches it a few times, ties it around two of his fingers to make like a little condom slingshot, finds a bullet on the ground or in his pocket or something, and like grabs this bullet on this condom slingshot, and no joke, he made a condom slingshot and slingshotted a bullet into a dude's face.
He's a frat bro. He's got a condom in his pocket.
Oh, he was ready to go, dude.
He's a frat bro. He has a condom ready in his pocket.
Yeah.
He's an alcoholic. He's obsessed with sex.
Also, during that whole sequence, there's a moment where him and Sam just start making out.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the cops show up, and it's not a big deal. Mike's good to go, even though he just murdered a bunch of people.
Yeah, he doesn't have to stay for questioning. He doesn't have to get any paperwork done. He can just walk away.
Yeah, and him and Sam start walking down the road, and then they start like, as the movie's closing out, they're basically talking about how they're fixing to have sex.
Yeah, they just for 30 seconds, for 30 seconds out of frame, they walk out of frame, and there's just a still shot on this building in the desert. And you just hear them talk about how they're about to go bang for probably 30 seconds to a minute, and then the movie ends.
Yep. Under the Gun's definitely not a keeper. Now, I wasn't bored watching the movie, you know.
I was.
Were you?
I just don't like this kind of movie.
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
I wasn't bored because it was just so ridiculous. It was so ridiculous that I'm just like, okay, whatever. But it's not a movie I'm going to watch again. However, I will be showing people the condom slingshot scene in the future. So I'm probably going to like make a clip of that scene and have it on standby just to show people, because it's like one of those things where you tell somebody about it and they're like, come on, man.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, I'm going to show you right now. So I think that's it for
Yep,
today's episode of VHS Voyage on Under the Gun. I'm Matt.
I'm Devin.
And we'll catch you guys next week.